You realize that Three Rivers Local School District is a UNESCO ASNet school, that we are the only school in the state of Ohio and one of only 135 within the country. So my question to you is, since you are pretty well embedded in UNESCO, is why do you think Paducah was designated a UNESCO Creative City?
I feel like you can really feel the art aspect of it throughout just walking in the city and meeting other people. I feel like you can really feel the culture throughout even just like walking or driving through the city. The food kind of shows the artistic aspects of it, I guess. The first day we went and we made pizzas at this restaurant that was owned by some people that had lived in Paducah for a while. They were all very kind, and everyone kind of in the city, their personalities kind of reflect the creative style of the city.
Okay, so we see the state of Illinois. So how has Paducah celebrated that river, the Ohio River, through their art?
They have a flood wall mural.
There's 50 on that float. 50 all by the same artist. That's what's so neat. Different aspects of the
of like old culture that they have.
Yeah, it was so cool because you had newer images and you had older images and stuff along the way. That was very neat. Very.
We burned pottery in a kiln.
The raccoon kiln.
The
Raccoon kiln, right.
That's right. Totally different than anything we do here. I mean, look at what the end result was. I mean, totally different and so fast too.
Yeah.
And the thing that he did with the feather.
Oh my gosh, that was fascinating, wasn't it? It burned out right on the surface. Something we would never have that opportunity here to do. That's for sure.
Yeah. And everyone knew about his house and like everything that he did.
Exactly.
If like we told them we went to the raccoon firing at this his house, everyone's like, oh yeah, we know them. Like that's really cool. Like everyone kind of in the city sort of knew about them and the things that they do.
And while we were there, they hosted us with food, but they also had music to go along with it. Where two guys from Paducah, who'd been friends all their life, showed up with instruments and they began singing. And you had a chance to meet with the kids from the other school, okay? So that was really cool. So that was one high school that we visited. We visited another high school. And what was the purpose of that visit? What happened there? What did we do?
He had a really cool looking gym.
They did have a very cool gym.
We got our faces plastered by different students. The masks, as shown. And they have molds of all of our faces with the plaster, and they're doing some creative whatever they want with them, and then they're going to send them back to us, and we're doing the same but previous ones.
So these are the ones that we're doing from the ones that they sent to us. How cool has this been? Do you know who that face is, who it belongs to?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. How do you think he's going to feel when he sees it?
It's probably a girl.
Do you think it would be fun to meet the people who you give their face to and be able to do a flip grid and talk to them?
That'd be kind of fun.
I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
It's really your interpretation of the mask, you know, and I think they'll be the same way. Yours will be totally different than what you might expect, you know, in their interpretation. So.
Okay, so while we were there, we also met a gentleman who wanted to meet us, who is very popular in the music world. He's a celloist, and his name is Ben Soleil. Can you tell me about your discussions that you had with Ben Soleil, because you were really talking?
Well, we were at breakfast, and he was kind of just like making a little small. And we were talking about different ways that the arts have affected us, and ways that we're kind of in our everyday lives. It kind of shows through.
Kind of summarizes the people of Paducah, where they are totally themselves. They were very real. They were very genuine to us. So when you say they rolled out the red carpet for us, how would you say they rolled out the red carpet?
I feel like they definitely presented the city well, and did their best to make us feel welcome and feel like we were at home. And I feel kind of like everyone at the hotel and at the different places we went, like the school and everything, people would just know who we are, and they knew why we were there, and
they were excited that
they were
we
excited
there.
that we, yeah.
Yeah, they were ready to talk. What about you, Brooke?
No, everything was free.
Hey.
They all just seemed so happy to have us there. None of them seemed like they were, like it was a trouble for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And they seemed like they were our friends, like we know them.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, great.
Since we've been away to Paducah, Kentucky, and thinking back on it, what do you think was your favorite part? What did you really like best about the trip? I mean, there's many aspects that were really fun, but give me one of them. Lena, what was one of them? The raccoon kiln. Oh my gosh, why?
It was like, I've never seen anything like that. I thought there was only electric kilns.
Right. It was so cool to see this open flame action happening. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. What did you think of the people that were at the raccoon firing?
I really like the one German girl.
Oh, yes, the foreign exchange. Did you spend
Yes,
some
I
time
talked
talking
to
to her?
Sam,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I felt like everybody was so friendly too.
Yes.
Give me another thing that was really kind of a neat thing that we did while we were there.
Honestly, everyone there was just really kind and nice and opening, and like they were just so creative, and like listening to their experience, like with their art stuff.
Right.
It was just
Amazing.
yes.
It really was, and I think if I were to interpret what you just said, like the idea of it being a creative city.
Yes.
Do you feel? What about the plaster? Right now, you have plaster masks in front of you, or what the remains of. Describe the fact that we walked into school and they were plastering your faces. What did you think?
It was kind of like crazy how he just was like, "All right, guys, today we're gonna like plaster some like random kid's face." So, go
That's
ahead.
exactly right. Exactly. But then what happened? They plastered. Remind me again.
They plastered our face,
Faces.
and then they gave us their
Their
students.
face. Okay.
Yes.
And so right now, what you are doing right here is their faces,
Yes.
not your own. What are we going to do with them after this?
Fire them and then paint them.
And then
Get them back.
we're going to send them back. Long term, if we had a vision or a reason, what do you think the next step should be after this trip? You guys, the five of you. What should we do? We do as Taylor High School. We do as a UNESCO school. What should we do next? In with Paducah, do you have any ideas?
We should bring them here.
There you go. I love that idea. I love that idea. What would we do if they came?
We could go to like the art museum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we could do something fun like at lunch or whatever.
Any other ideas there?
We could go downtown.
Yeah.
The arts and shops.
I was going to say, just seeing the murals in
Yeah.
downtown would be fun. If we did like a mural tour, maybe.
Oh, we could go to the Sussex Art Gallery. I
Yes,
have people who.
Yes, that would be great. Other thoughts, you guys? Something that you would want to sum up. If you had to sum up this in 3 words or less, what would you say, Lena? 3 words or less. What would you sum up the experience? It can be 5 words if it has to be. But
Tiring, but awesome.
yeah, okay. Michaela, what about you?
Fantastic, involved, and then kind of like warm-hearted people.
Yeah, that's perfect. That is perfect. Yeah. Connie, any other thoughts?
It's something that I won't ever forget.
That sums it. Doesn't that sum it up? I mean, it really does.